Thank you, Chair Gosar, and I appreciate very much the opportunity to be part of this hearing. Thank the guests for being here today. So I'm from the state of Washington. As you are familiar, the 4 lower snake dams are certainly what many people call, and me included, the lifeblood of central Washington. They literally transform an arid desert into bountiful farmland. They provide irrigation, an agricultural industry, navigation, flood control, a source of clean, renewable, CO2-free power throughout the region, and so they're very important. And to ensure their continued success, I've consistently engaged with many people throughout the region that represent utilities, public power, hydropower, certainly water groups, many groups that are impacted and benefit from the presence of the dams. You literally represent millions of people in the West, and this is such an important process for us to be talking about, and I appreciate you guys being here. The common theme, all of these groups consistently raise the same concerns that they have within the CRSO process, the Columbia River System operations, that the CEQ, the Council on Environmental Quality, has not adequately involved them. That's very frustrating. These are the stakeholders in this mediation process. It's very frustrating. In fact, in one case, stakeholders like the Public Power Council and the Northwest River Partners were invited to an August 18th, 2023 meeting, a meeting that was scheduled 13 days prior to the expiration of the mediation. So certainly stakeholders had a chance to express their concerns, I'm guessing they were registered, but none of their concerns were addressed or remedied. I was very excited when I came in the room and I saw that the name tag for Chair Mallory of the CEQ was there, and I apologize, Mr. Loyola, I mistook you for Mr. Mallory. So I was going to direct some questions to you, but not being able to do that, I have to redirect my thoughts to others. So Mr. Sims, if you'd avail yourself, do you think that 13 days is enough time for CEQ to incorporate any potential recommendations into the mediation?
Congressman Newhouse, good morning. 13 days is certainly not enough for CEQ to incorporate our input.
Do you believe that, or in your opinion, I should say, how do you believe that this lack of collaboration will impact the end result that we may see from this mediation process?
You know, sadly, sir, I would say as a 4th-generation Washingtonian myself, we're further apart than we were when we started this process. And I used a 4-letter word earlier to describe it. It's a sham, S-H-A-M. I think that this process has really isolated folks from the ability to really engage and find true compromise in the middle. And I do believe that there is a middle for compromise. And I was sad to see Congressman Huffman leave the room so that we could address some of the issues he raised about salmon, because we do care deeply about the salmon in our region, the survival of the salmon, the habitat investments, the predation reduction investments that we're making. Those are all critical for their survival, and we're all in. We live in those communities, and we want those salmon to succeed.
So I'm kind of an optimist, I guess, not naively so. So I was glad to see the extension so that maybe we could address some of these longstanding concerns that I didn't think there was adequate time given to address. In the remainder of this extension that we have before us, what would you recommend that, in your opinion, CEQ could do differently than they have over the past 2 years to make sure that these concerns that are being raised are incorporated into the mediation process, and that we end up where we need to be, with a fair, equitable resolution?
Well, sir, I'm looking at the clock and seeing there's probably a long list of things that could happen, but I would say first and foremost is there probably needs to be some reading and some studying done at CEQ, and that is the current record from the U.S. government about where the government landed on the future of the Columbia River System, which was the CRSO EIS from September of 2020. As well, I think that as I outlined earlier, the NOAA report that CEQ has heralded and put forth is unsubstantiated and is a 180-degree difference from the former and established NOAA science in this basin. So we've got to actually do some homework in this region, and we've got to get folks back together to the table in a way where we can compromise. I'm hopeful we can do that in the remaining days of this stay.
Yeah, I am too. Like I said, I'm optimistic, but hopefully not naively so. And look forward to a positive resolution to this once and for all.